The Ford F-150 has been America's best-selling vehicle for over 4 decades. That statistic gets repeated constantly, and it's been used as a shorthand for reliability. The reality is more specific. Certain generations of the F-150 are genuinely durable, capable of crossing 300,000 miles with routine maintenance. Others have documented histories of catastrophic failure before 100,000. The difference comes down to model year, engine combination, and which engineering problems Ford had or hadn't resolved by the time that truck left the factory. Generation 11, 2004 to 2008. The worst F-150 Ford ever built. Ford completely redesigned the F-150 for 2004. The new platform used a fully boxed frame, updated suspension geometry, and a range of revised powertrain options. Motor Trend named it Truck of the Year. Consumer demand was high. Within months, the NHTSA complaint database started filling at a pace no F-150 generation had seen before. The 2004 model holds the record for the most NHTSA complaints of any F-150 in history, over 2,400, along with 16 recalls. It's the year that reliability researchers consistently rank as the worst F-150 Ford ever produced. The engine was the core problem. The 5.4-liter Triton V8 used a 2-piece spark plug design, where the tip of the plug was threaded directly into the aluminum cylinder head. As the engine accumulated heat cycles, the plug would seize into the head. When a mechanic attempted removal during a routine tune-up, the plug body would snap off, leaving the tip locked inside the cylinder. Extraction required specialized tools, thread repair kits, and sometimes complete head replacement. One broken plug cost between $300 and $600. All 8 could fail the same way. Total repair bills range from $3,000 to $5,500, and this was happening before trucks hit 150,000 miles. Cam phaser failures layered on top of the spark plug problem. The cam phasers control variable valve timing, and when they fail prematurely, the engine rattles on cold starts, idles rough, and loses power. Replacement costs ran $2,000 to $5,500, depending on how far the damage spread into the timing chain assembly. The problems extended beyond the engine. Fuel tank straps on the 2004 to 2006 models corroded and failed, causing the fuel tank to drop and drag beneath the truck. The 2005 was recalled after widespread reports of airbags deploying randomly without any collision event. Power windows failed across thousands of units. Ford made incremental adjustments through 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008, but never redesigned the Triton V8's flawed architecture. Complaint rates declined year over year, but the engine's failure profile before 100,000 miles remained well outside what any full-size truck should tolerate. 2010. A stumble right after recovery. The 2009 redesign largely fixed the 2004 generation damage. NHTSA complaints for the 2009 model dropped to roughly 300, a fraction of what the previous generation had generated. The new platform worked. Then, Ford released the 2010. The 2010 F-150 brought back spark plug failures alongside new ignition coil failures that caused misfires and no start conditions. Transmission failures appeared as early as 35,000 miles, with some automatics suddenly downshifting into second gear without warning. Ford introduced the My Ford Touch infotainment system that year, a touchscreen that was frequently unresponsive, had a backup camera that refused to activate in reverse, and struggled with phone connectivity. Car complaints logged over 1,000 complaints and rated it. Beware of the clunker. 2013, 1 weak year. Inside a solid generation. The 12th generation as a whole produced some of the more dependable F-150s of the modern era. The 2013 is the exception inside that generation. Transmission failures drove the majority of complaints, specifically gear slippage and sudden downshift failures, where the transmission would drop multiple gears without driver input, sometimes at highway speeds. Ford issued recall repairs to address the worst of it. But the 2013 still carries a meaningfully higher complaint profile than the 2012 and 2014 on either side of it. The transmission issues were real and documented enough that Ford had to act, but they didn't define the entire generation, just that 1 year within it. 2015 to 2017, the aluminum body transition. For 2015, Ford replaced the steel body panels with military-grade aluminum alloy, cutting roughly 700 pounds from the truck's weight. It was a bold engineering move that changed fuel economy, handling, and payload dynamics. The execution in the first 3 years introduced a separate set of serious problems. Brakemaster cylinder failures appeared across the 2015 and 2016 models. Drivers reported sudden, complete loss of braking power sometimes, with a brief low brake fluid warning on the dashboard that would disappear after a few minutes, taking working brakes with it. Some trucks stalled before reaching 30,000 miles. Door latches failed across the 2015 to 2017 range, with doors swinging open unexpectedly while driving and freezing shut in cold weather, both conditions serious enough to generate federal recalls. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost in the 2015 developed turbocharger and timing chain problems. The 10-speed automatic transmission, introduced during this generation, had rough early calibration, harsh shifts, hesitation, and unpredictable behavior under load. Ford issued recalls to address the most critical brake and latch failures, but all 3 years carry elevated repair histories compared to what came after. 2018, the Coyote V8 Oil Problem. The 2018 F-150 appears cleaner by raw complaint volume on the surface. Car Complaints still ranks it as one of the worst F-150 model years because of the severity of what was being reported. The NHTSA received 613 engine-specific complaints for 2018 alone. The 5.0-liter Coyote V8 in 2018 trucks developed excessive oil consumption, burning 1 to 3 quarts per 1,000 miles in affected engines, without visible leaks or blue exhaust smoke. Owners found critically low oil levels on dipstick checks between oil changes. Running an engine at low oil for extended intervals damages bearings, piston rings, and cylinder walls, converting what could have been a manageable oil consumption problem into an engine replacement. 2021, the most recalled F-150 in history. The 14th generation launched in 2021 with a redesigned interior, updated technology, and the PowerBoost hybrid, a 3.5-liter V6 paired with an electric motor producing 450 horsepower. On the NHTSA database, the 2021 F-150 holds 27, recalls the most of any F-150 model year ever recorded. The PowerBoost hybrid earned its own category of failure. Consumer Reports assigned it a predicted reliability score of 4 out of 100 in 2022, 7 out of 100 in 2023, and 19 out of 100 in 2024. These aren't just low scores, they are the lowest scores the publication has ever given to any vehicle across 3 consecutive model years. Most trucks, including full-size trucks with known reliability problems, score between 40 and 70. A score of 4 means essentially every owner was reporting a problem within the first year of ownership. A consistent thread through F-150 reliability data is that engine choice often matters more than model year. The 5.4-liter Triton V8 caused systemic failure across 2004 to 2008. The first-generation EcoBoost engines from 2011 to 2014 developed intercooler condensation that caused misfires and carbon buildup on intake valves, a byproduct of direct injection, without port injection, to keep the valves clean. The 5.0-liter Coyote V8, introduced in 2011, became Ford's most durable F-150 engine. It's a naturally aspirated design without the complexity of turbochargers or intercoolers, and it responds well to basic maintenance. With consistent oil changes and no deferred maintenance, it regularly crosses 250,000 to 300,000 miles. The 2.7-liter EcoBoost in its second-generation form from 2018 onward also built a strong track record, with documented examples exceeding 200,000 miles without major failure. The key distinction in that engine is the generation. Pre-2018 versions had more vulnerability than post-2018 builds. The same truck in the same model year can produce very different long-term outcomes, depending entirely on what engine is under the hood. The years that actually last. The 2009 F-150 marked a genuine break from the Triton era. The NHTSA complaint count dropped to roughly 300, and the Redesign platform resolved most of the catastrophic failure points of the previous generation. For value and mechanical simplicity, the 2009 is the cleanest entry point into a modern used F-150. The 2014 is the most reliable steel-body F-150 Ford produced. It sits at the end of the 12th generation, after Ford had worked through early production issues in that redesign cycle, and before the aluminum body transition problems that began in 2015. With the 5.0-liter Coyote V8, the 2014 commonly reaches 250,000 miles on standard maintenance schedules. Car Complaints rates it pretty good, a designation that matters given what surrounds it in the timeline. The 2019 and 2020 represent the strongest aluminum era F-150s built to date. Ford had resolved the brake, latch, and transmission calibration problems from the 2015 to 2017 window. The second-generation 2.7-liter EcoBoost proved reliable in real-world high-mileage service. The 10-speed transmission received recalibration that eliminated most of the early shifting problems. The 2020 in particular generated minimal complaints across its model year run, with isolated issues handled through recalls rather than ignored. Ford's F-150 reliability record follows a consistent and repeating structure. First model years of redesigned generations carry the highest risk. 2004 was catastrophic. 2010 stumbled after a clean 2009 launch. 2015 introduced brake and latch failures, and the 2021 generated more recalls than any F-150 year on record. The trucks that log serious mileage are almost always late-generation models, produced after Ford had time to address what early buyers uncovered. The 2014 closing out the steel body run, and the 2019 to 2020 closing out the first aluminum generation, are the clearest examples of that in the ownership data. That pattern doesn't appear in the marketing. It appears in the NHTSA database, in repair invoices, and in the odometers of trucks that are still working 30 years later.